Hello and welcome. Today we're going to learn some signs related to the classroom environment. This is how to function in a classroom and some more signs that should be useful to you there. First, we need to know where we are, and this is school. Flat hands, one palm up and one palm down, and then you just clap twice. They say it's because you do a good job there, because when you do a good job, they applaud you. I think we learned that in the last set, but there it is for you again. School. Next is the sign for home. So that's a flat O. It's where you eat and where you sleep. Home. Some say it's also where you get a kiss on the cheek. Home. Next is the sign for work. So it's A hands, palms down, cross at the wrist, and then you tap. It's almost like you're in handcuffs and you have to work. Work. We can take those two signs together. We can take the word home and then the word work. And just like in English, we can put them together to make a compound sign. We can do the same in ASL and take the end of the sign home and the beginning of the sign work and sign homework. Homework. It doesn't have to be home work. When we put them together, we can shorten it homework. Homework. We also need to do some practice. So that's a one hand to the side, and then your other hand is an A, and you rub across your finger. It's almost like, I think of that expression, working your fingers to the bone, right? Practice. So you can improve your signing by practicing. Sometimes in school you need to read something. So your weak hand is flat, and that's the page. Your dominant hand is a 2, and those are your eyeballs, and they read down the page. Read. Next, so the sign read. I think about when you read for pleasure, you just want to read down the page once, and then when you're finished, you move on and read the next page, and that's it. But that's a little different than studying. If it's information that you really need to learn and internalize and remember for later, one pass over it isn't going to get it done. So you need to keep staring at the page. Study till your eyes go googly. Study. Next is the sign to learn. And if that looks familiar, it's because it's a variation on the sign to copy, right? You're going to copy the information from the page. Again, it's that flat, weak hand. You're going to copy that information from the page into your brain. You're going to learn the information. Learn. Sometimes you'll see it signed twice. Learn. Meanwhile, it's my job to teach. I'm getting that information from my brain and I'm handing it out to you. So it's a kind of a duck bill thing. I don't know what to call that handshake. Call it a duck. Teach. So I'm teaching you. Some people do it more with an O. I've seen it that way too. Teach. And next we're going to learn the sign for person. Some people sign person, but in this case we're going to use this. It's also called the agent marker. Okay, because it means a person who does something. In English, we have endings like ER or IST to mark someone who does something, like a teacher. So that denotes someone who teaches. In ASL, we have this sign instead. And again, it's called the agent marker. So I can add that to an existing sign to talk about someone who does that action, like teacher. And I can also do it for student, but instead of studier, it's actually learner. So student is a learn person. And that's it for this first set. Take a minute to review those signs. Maybe it's a little late to teach you this now, but I figure better late than never. You should probably know the name of this language that you're learning. Formally, it is American Sign Language. Let me take those apart into pieces for you. First, the sign for America. 5 hands. Lace your hands together like this, and then the whole thing makes one big circle around. Rumor has it that this refers to log cabin. So if you, like in the picture here, you can see the log cabin, or think about Legos, right? The way the ends of the building stick out. America. So American, you already know the word sign. 1 hands, palm out, circles backwards. And then language, F hands that draw out to the side. Language. So this is American Sign Language, or ASL. All right, some more signs related specifically to the classroom. We have test. Test. So think about question marks on a piece of paper. Some people do both hands, some people do both question marks the same way. So whatever's easier, like if your brain, some people's brains can't do that or they can't do this. Whichever's more comfortable, both are correct. Test or test. So think about questions on paper. Speaking of questions, the sign questions. Questions. So it's like little question marks. It's a 1 to an X, but that shows little question marks, and there's like a whole list of them down the page. Questions and answers. Answer. One hand's palm out. One comes from your chin and the other's out in front of you, and they both fall forward. Answers. And your answer may be right or correct. Now, it's very important. I say the word right, R-I-G-H-T, but in English, there's a couple different words that all sound like that, right? Homonyms. So this is right as in correct. It's not right as in right-handed. It's not right as in you're allowed to. Those all have different signs. This is right as in correct. And then the opposite of that is wrong. So it's a Y hand, palm in at your chin. Wrong. That's also a sign for mistake. Sometimes we twist it this way, it means mistake. Wrong, mistake. Maybe you took a test and it was easy. So flat hands, and then your dominant hand brushes across your weak fingernails. Easy. Oh, that test was easy. Or maybe it was difficult. Difficult, hard, or difficult. Again, that's not hard as in a hard surface. That's only hard as in like, oof, I didn't do very well, right? Difficult. Next we have grade. So my weak hand is up and down and flat. My dominant hand is a G. Grade. That could be grade like what grade did you get on the test, or what grade are you in? Grade. And now's the perfect time to teach you about the grades. So you might be in 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade. So it's that one that pops up twice, 11th grade, or 12th grade. Now we also have labels for those, and we kind of have signs for them too. Freshman, you sign like this, freshman. And that seems kind of strange, I know, but it'll make sense in a minute. That's your ring finger that bounces against your weak palm. Freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. So it's counting through the years that way. And I know it might make sense to start here. It's a long story what that sign is used for, but it's not really relevant. It's not important right now. The point is we have to start here so we can end there, because that's when you're at the top. All right, so that's why we do it that way. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. All right, that's it for this lesson. I hope you learned a lot and are able to use these. Happy signing.